rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rock and Knicks University main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime joint, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to everyone watching us on X. Salute to everyone watching us on YouTube. Thank you to all the members of the channel. You'll see them listed here below. Thank y'all for all y'all support. The original DSJ is in the building. Salute. Salute, DSJ. Hey, man, so tonight, the New York Knicks defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 112-100 in a game that was a little nip and tuck. And then the Knicks started flexing. Didn't have all-star worthy games from Karl Anthony Towns, congratulations, or Jalen Brunson in the scoring department, congratulations. Neither had great scoring games, but both had very good overall games. Cat had 5 offensive rebounds, 4 assists, 13 rebounds. Jalen Brunson had 7 rebounds, 13 assists, and played very, very, very consistent perimeter defense. Salute to Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns making an all-star team. I think our player of the night tonight, though, however, is OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby's defense was spectacular. OG Anunoby's defense was nothing short of spectacular. The steals, the threes, the defense on Luka, the defense on everyone. I mean, they legitimately came out to play tonight. As we stand, 49, was it 50? Is it 49 or 50? I'm not for sure if ESPN updated their stuff yet, right? It's either 49 or 50 games in. The Knicks are 13 games over 500. David Smith is in the building. Salute. Salute. Yeah, man. The Knicks defense on Jake LaRavia was something I didn't think that I would be talking about tonight. Taking away the passing lanes from Luka Doncic was something I didn't think we'd be talking about tonight. But at the same time, it was effective. The Knicks took away the corner 3 tonight. The Lakers were 12 of 42 from 3. And clearly, the Knicks took away the corner 3 from the Lakers, and the Lakers didn't have confidence in it. LaRavia was 1 for 6. Marcus Smart was 1 for 4. Hachimura was 1 for 5 and hesitant. Jared Vanderbilt is not really a shooter. He was 0 for 3. And Gabe Vincent was 2 for 4. And one of those was a very, very, very strongly contested 3. He made it. Good NBA players are going to make shots. What do you do? Right? So now the Knicks have won a handful in a row. Oh, Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet played one of the best games of the season. Landry Shamet played one of the best games of the season. He was very impressive. Probably could have taken more shots. Landry Shamet took 10 3-pointers, probably could have taken more shots. He didn't, but at the same time, let me see. I'm going to do something here. A lot Wise is in the building. I'm working on something for Wise right now. I'm trying to add something here. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll figure that part out. Let's talk Knicks, and I'll figure this part out later. So, Knicks fans, how you feeling about the Knicks beating the Lakers? How are y'all feeling about the Knicks beating the Lakers? DSJ says he loves it because he don't like the Lakers. I don't either. I don't either. But here we are. You have to play who's on your schedule. So you have to play who's on your schedule. I think even though Tyler Kolek didn't put up huge numbers, I felt like Tyler Kolek has taken the job from I feel like Tyler Kolek has taken the job from Jordan Clarkson. And that's probably about what we want, right? I think that's what we want. No disrespect to Jordan Clarkson, but I think Kolek has probably wrestled that job away. In the meantime, all right, let's see. I'm working on something here. I'm always working on non-host stuff when I'm on the joint, man, and I need to do better. I need to do better than that. I'm just trying to figure something out. All right. So let's do this. All right. Okay. All right. Let's All right. So I did something. I don't know if I did it right. I did something. I don't know if I did it right. I think I may have done it incorrectly, but we'll figure something out. Yeah. Either way. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, man. I don't know. I shouldn't be doing this stuff during the show, man. I need to get some help up here. Like, I'm trying to host a show and trying to do this stuff. Man, listen, man. I'm just gonna do the joint, man. It's too frustrating. Be trying to do too many things at once, man. Yeah. I know. Endgame. I know. I'm working on some stuff, man. I shouldn't even be. Yeah, it's just too much stuff, bro. I need to just focus on the show. That's what I'm gonna start doing, man. Yeah. So, all right. Let me see. I'm trying to. There's a YouTube thing up here. I should be trying to. All right, you know what? I ain't gonna do that, man. I'm gonna just focus on this. All right, let's focus on the show itself. All right. So, I don't know if the Knicks were trying something new offensively. I know defensively there was a lot more effort and energy defensively. I know that Josh Hart having 20 points was impressive also. Mike Hansen in the building, salute. Apaka Knicks is in the building, salute. Hey, Michelle Wadler in the building, salute. So I noticed Josh Hart tonight Josh Hart also contributing with the scoring. Josh was 8 of 11. He took a couple of threes. He looked super confident taking it. One of them, I think he missed, but he looked confident taking it. I think that's about what we want, right? When everybody on the floor is a threat to score, it's really tough on a defense. And what I felt like was the Lakers, for the most part, played pretty good defense. I think the Lakers played pretty good defense. What I noticed though is, despite the Lakers playing pretty good defense, when the Knicks spread the ball offensively, I think we're a tough team to beat. I think we're a tough team to beat. Yeah, I think we're a tough team to beat. I'm not for sure who the Knicks have up next. I'm checking on that right now just to see, like, where we are with it. Let's see who the Knicks have up next. The Knicks are at the Washington Wizards Tuesday night, and they play Denver on Wednesday. And we have we're at Detroit Friday night on Prime Video. The Knicks are poised for a really, really, really tough weekend. It may be a tough weekend. Let's put it that way. It may be a glorious weekend if the Knicks beat the Pistons and the Celtics, but we'll see. The Knicks have 3 pretty good teams in a row in Denver, Detroit, and Boston. The Washington Wizards, who are feisty, will play them Tuesday, but the next night will be at home versus Denver, and they'll be in for a test. They have their superstar back. All right, so let's get to the comments of the members. DSJ says, we owe the Pistons a receipt. And Mets says, the Wizards, yep. And David Smith says, good to see Brunson rack up the assists and not take a ton of shots. Right. Michelle says, hello, everybody. I'm a little excited though that the Knicks are. I'm excited that the Knicks were able to beat the Lakers because in that win streak, I think the Knicks beat Philly. I think that was a team that may have been tough, but at the same time, the previous 5 games, I don't know if there was a real test or not. Tori B, what's good?
Hey, is my sound good? Because it's a little staticky on my end.
Nah, you sound great so far. You
Okay.
sound great. Yeah. So how did you appreciate the game tonight?
I was happy we got our 6th win in a row.
Yeah, me too.
It was good to see everybody get into the offense. Like it was actually spread around pretty well this game. And it was good to see JB passing the ball when he knew that shot wasn't falling.
Right.
So
Yeah. That was surprising to me.
13 assists, 7 rebounds.
Yeah. That was surprising to me in that a lot of times when a shooter's shot is not going, they turn to this thing of, I got to keep shooting in order to get into rhythm. Jalen Brunson pivoted in that he decided to become more of a playmaker.
Right. And OG had a good game. Shamit had a good game. Kolek had another good game off the bench. I don't
Josh
think
had a good game.
Josh had a good game. I don't think Kolek had any turnovers.
Yeah.
So,
I was listening to y'all. I was listening to y'all while y'all watched the game. I was with y'all, but I was listening. I was like, man, we don't have nothing to complain about tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We didn't.
Nah, we didn't have much to complain about tonight, man, which was something, Yeah.
It was a good win. It was a good win.
Yeah.
Much needed good win. Nice to keep the streak running. I was hoping we could keep them under 100 points. I was like, dang, yo, Mr. Free Throw.
Yeah.
I was mad at her point. I was like, damn it, why'd you foul?
Right. You know what? I was like watching the game. I was like, you know what? This team may have found something.
They look like they starting to get back into rhythm. I mean, it's not all there. They made some sloppy plays down, in the game, and I mean that's to be expected in any game. There's gonna be, a play or two that just don't look good. But I didn't like that they let the shot clock run out in 3 of them possessions. I'm like, come on now, put the ball
up.
come on now.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I'm just gonna give the Lakers defense credit. The Lakers played great defense tonight.
All right.
Because I saw the same thing. I was like, yo, what the? And then I was like, well, you know what? They contested every pass. They contested every drive. They made us drive and kick and we just kept doing it until we ran out of time. So
See, they did a really good job of taking Jalen Brunson out of the game, right?
Salute.
Offensively.
right, right,
But unfortunately for them, other people were scoring. So
right,
it didn't
right,
work,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
Salute everybody.
yeah.
But
Good
hey,
Cowboy Bob.
hey, if that's your game plan, we're gonna take Jalen away. We gotta keep showing them that we don't really need it. We good over
Right,
here.
right.
There's three things I just want to say, but two of them are about the defense. The Lakers defense, whatever they were running the first 5 minutes of the game was really good. But every time they went to zone, we ended up switching with Mikel
Hey, Cowboy
attacking. We
Bob,
were
you got a
able.
Cowboy Bob. You got a burp in your audio.
Oh, I do. Hold on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, Tori, what you were saying about the shot clock violations? I think the Lakers played pretty good defense. They contested a lot of stuff, and just want to give them credit too. It's just I think their offense gets one dimensional at times. Like it's very Luca heavy,
Right.
and against us, I don't think that's a winnable, or not a winnable, but yeah, I guess it's not a winnable fight, right? Because I would say the results were maybe close to being even, but we won by 12 and could have won by 20. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's just a thing like the Knicks defense has turned the corner. Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I was just gonna say to the defense,
Hey, Cowboy,
whatever
but you
Lakers.
still got that. You still got that burping thing
All
going
right,
on
all
audio.
right, all right. Hold
Yeah,
on.
hey, Cowboy, but you got headphones?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get them. That's what I said. I'm gonna go get them now.
Yeah, just put your yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah, Tori. I think the Knicks defense and the Lakers defense both were really um getting after it, so to speak. I think the difference is though is tempo. Like the Knicks still took 91 shots despite the Lakers length on defense. If you notice, did you remember the play when Landry Shamet went to the rim and it was like three guys, everybody was like 6'9" and above?
And they swarmed him.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He
I think
jumped in the air. He was in the Laker sandwich.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
And that was one of the few times I was happy that the whistle didn't blow. I'm like, oh, they was playing good defense.
yeah, that was
That was
just
good to be.
yeah, yeah,
Like, don't bail him out. That was good defense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I did see some. I saw some things from us. Like I saw us looking to put the pedal to the metal against their defense. I mean,
Yeah.
against their defense, I guess. But what I mean is their transition defense.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they was out running.
yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
I'm still not happy with Cat's whistle because that man was getting mauled out there. But I will point out that Milda had actually got up and was beefing with the refs for an encore. I said, look at this.
Look at this. This is new.
First time I've ever seen it all season. So,
Right.
so thank you. So thank you, Mike Brown, for
Yeah,
standing up for your guy. I like that. I like what I see.
yeah. And the broadcast also when they did the replay on those plays,
Yeah,
they were
they
like,
showed both the fouls.
yep. They were like, yeah, there was a lot of contact right there on Cat that wasn't called. It was a lot of contact, but we see that every night, though.
Right.
Yeah, Cowboy Bob is back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfectly.
Okay. Okay, so what I was gonna say is about the defense of the Lakers. The first 5 minutes, whatever they were running, was causing a lot of problems for us. But when they went to zone, we were able to eat,
Right.
get in, cut out, get the 3-point shot. We took advantage of it. And the best part about it is Shamit. Wow, I was surprised. Like the way he went at Luca on the inbounds pass from Brunson, shot it, and then Luca came down, did the step back three, and looked and was like, "Yo." I was like, He just earned your respect, bro, and you don't even know it. So Shamit came out and did his thing. And yeah, Luka dropped 30. LeBron James had 21, but it's still. And they made Aiton look like a beast in the first like 3 plays because the way they were able to just shut us down. But we made quick adjustments, and the defense wasn't the same every time because I saw Luka getting guarded by Josh Hart. He got guarded by OG Anunoby. He got guarded by Mikal Bridges. Like they kept trying to like slow him down, even though Luka still dropped 30. You saw the barrage of it, and then even when our offense stifled in the second, you saw that it was Shamit and Kolek who started it up. Kolek hitting that side shot right there in front of Luka's face, hitting the three, Shamit hitting the three. Like, that's what we need because if you look right now, the team played well defensively, and they also played well offensively because the team won. So when Cat and Brunson start figuring it out, we're just going to be that much more dangerous. That's why I said we got to give them time. But the defense actually showed up first thing, which is impressive. And then the offense from the secondary guys, even though he ran, I think, a 9-man rotation till the end or 8-man rotation, but it worked. And he had Kolek, Diawara. Like, it was really impressive how Brown made the adjustments and the players just played. And the best thing I liked, my favorite play, Brunson came down right in at the free throw line, had all 5 of the defenders around him of the Lakers, passed it right to Josh Hart, open three. He just hit it, confident. I was like, that's what we want to see, even though he missed some, but it was like that one. And then they were going back and forth. It was a really good game. And it's the Lakers, so it wasn't easy for us to just win. I think that the Knicks showed a lot tonight. I know I ramble, but
In
I
a
got it.
nationally televised game. Yeah. Yeah.
And we won. Like,
Yeah.
I liked it though because it was back and forth, and then Aiton just got shut down. I liked it, and then Cat was just 3 times he could have got fouls, but you know what he did? I loved him on the glass where they missed the layup, and he just banged it, tapped it in the first time. Then the second time he dunked it. I was like, but y'all call him soft, right? He looked like Mitch on the boards, don't he? But he was doing this thing, and he only got 3 fouls, so I was impressed. He got his 3rd foul in the 4th quarter, which is impressive. So he didn't do no kitty cat fouls. He wasn't doing nothing crazy. He was playing really good. That's the thing that I like about it. They're not the 2 superstars aren't relying on their offense. They're relying on other parts of their game, and we're winning. So when their offense, when they're having bad slumps, let's say that right now they may be in a shooter slump, and they could just work through other things to get better. And then when they start feeling their shot, now they incorporated the new parts when they were off. It's just gonna look better. Brunson don't need to drop 30 every night. That's basically what they showed us in the last 6 games.
Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. It worked tonight for sure. Yeah, it worked for tonight for sure. And the Lakers are a pretty good team, too, by the way. Let's not forget how great a team the Lakers are. And to his credit, JJ Redick is proving that even as a young coach, he has his finger on the pulse of the current NBA, and JJ Redick is proving that he can coach. Yo, my guy Rel is in the building. Yo, I had a sit down with my guy Rel. Make sure y'all check that out on Patreon. We spoke about the NBA landscape, a little comic book movies, talked about the sneaker game and the sneaker culture a little bit, man. So for that interview, check us out on Patreon, the Lawrence Tears Patreon. I'll start putting it in the description. I should have had it there already. Just a lot of stuff going on, man. So, but check that out over there. Have my sit down interview with Crazy Teddy, and also with Big Tone Open Sports Talk, and got a few more coming. Also. And Greg from the Spurs, Spurs versus everyone. We had the Spurs conversation over there too. So y'all check that out. It's very entertaining, y'all. Like It's those interviews are more the Bill Simmons podcast type of conversations where the conversation just goes kind of, it's amorphous, right? So it's kind of like watching the Bill Simmons podcast or something like that. But shout out to Rel, man. We had a great conversation. That conversation went by faster than what we thought. But most of those be like that. So check us out on Patreon. Cowboy Bob, my question to you is, based on what you said, is this something that the Knicks can continue going forward? You said a lot, right? Is this something that the Knicks can continue going forward? Is this who they are?
Right now, I can say no because they got to still make adjustment with other teams. And as we play more down the season, maybe if I see this for another 3 more or 4 more games, I could say they consistently did this after doing 9 losses after 11 and then turning it around 6 games. That's good. But if I see it for a 10-game stretch where they go 7 or 8, now I'm impressed because they just turned around a bad 9-11 run to this. So that to me will show, okay, there's balance there. Now what can we improve on? At that point, then I'll say it. But right now, I'm just enjoying the win. Because to be honest with you, the adjustments we've made, how we played against the Lakers, I think the last 5 games we kind of built towards it. So I just feel like we're preparing differently now. And I want to see more of it before I make a call.
Okay. Tori B, what do you think? Do you think this is something that's sustainable? Do you think Mike Brown has figured it out?
Ask me after the Detroit Boston game. Because that's where I want to see where the tests come in. Because if you asking me as a fan, I'm looking at the TV and I'm seeing it go game after game after game after game. So I'm like, wow, they finding their foot and they're getting their groove back. I think I think if they brought in, it's sustainable, right? Because that means that everybody's ego is checked to the side because Jalen Brunson had 13 points today. Or 13 assists and what, 11 points or something like that. Like if he's brought in, he doesn't care that he only had 5 points, whatever the points was that he had. So if he's brought into the system, right, and this is a game he doesn't care about, like he doesn't care that he didn't have a lot of points and they still won. If he's completely brought into the system, because he's the main person that has to buy in. If he's brought in and he's willing to play like this going down the stretch, then there is no way that teams are going to beat it. But that also depends on OG and Macau. And for OG and Anobi, we know that he gets hot in stretches, and then he'll go 6 or 7 games where he can't put the ball in the hole.
Okay.
So I mean, we relied heavily on OG and Shamit, who I don't see him fading into oblivion. Like everybody has an off game every once in a while. That's not going to be like a consistent for Shamit. I think Shamit will be pretty consistent. So we relied heavily on him and OG today. So if OG and Anobi can be consistent, if this is him consistently, and we could get, and I don't want to say Macau had a bad game because I don't think that he did. I think he missed a few shots that would normally, his 3-point shot didn't fall today, but that's not normal for Macau. Macau usually could knock down that corner 3. So if those guys can consistently score, we're in good shape.
Okay.
We're in good shape.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask y'all to talk me off the ledge. Right. Y'all remember them shows from the 70s where somebody be outside the window on the ledge and be like, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna end it all. That's where I am. So y'all just gonna let me stand on the ledge?
But wait, we gotta understand why. That's why we listening.
Why I'm on the ledge is important.
Yes. We want to know why.
Cowboy, about why I'm on the ledge is important. Not the fact that I'm on the ledge.
Because here's the thing. If you're on the ledge thinking that the Knicks can win a championship, okay. If you're on the ledge thinking that there's something wrong, then we should know about it. That way we can discuss it and be like, maybe we can start taking you off the ledge. We just can't assume, yo, you got to get off the ledge. Nah, gotta approach this delicately.
Where the hell? Where's Elton John? Where my friends at? Y'all remember that
The
song? That's what friends are for. Yeah, like
negotiator.
I
You ain't
mean, I
never seen
remember the song
Negotiator?
too, but you kind of gave us a cliffhanger. I'm on the ledge, and then you
I
just stopped.
know. That's what I'm saying.
Like
Like,
we
what you
know you're
need?
not
You want me
physically
to?
on this ledge, bro. Like
You
why you on the
you
ledge? What you
do you
what
need a
we talking?
harness? Do you need a harness for? Do you need a harness for the elevator? Do you want one for the helicopter that come? What kind of harness you need? What kind of grappling hooks? We
Cowboy
can hook.
Bob, I'm about to go in the living room and do 35 Drew Hills. I'll be right back.
Damn.
Look, look, okay, so here's the reason why. Here's the reason why I'm on a ledge. I think the fixes. I think the things that we saw tonight were minor fixes, not minor adjustments. Right, right. Adjustments are just that. It's kind of like fine tuning your stereo for certain songs or whatever. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's adjustments. Right. I think it's minor fixes to issues that bothered us, right? The one thing is Mike Brown doesn't care about bigs scoring the basketball, right? And so here's my proof. Here's the thing with Mike Brown, he wants to use Karl Anthony Towns in a different way, right? Even though I don't like it, the truth is being told, right? Even with Deuce McBride out, y'all know Deuce is probably our most consistent scorer off the bench, right?
Yes.
Even with Deuce out, guess what the Knicks got off the bench?
Scoring.
They got Deuce McBride's scoring off the bench.
Right.
They just got it from Landry Shamet.
Right.
Right. So what that tells me is when Landry Shamet takes more shots than Karl Anthony Towns, what that tells me is that Mike Brown prefers his small guards and wings to do most of the scoring and our bigs to crash the boards. That's what he prefers. Right. So understanding that, I'm in a place of first asking question number one. Was this always what he wanted? Is that the reason why he trusted Jordan Clarkson so much in the very beginning? And when Jordan Clarkson couldn't score consistently, was that the reason why everything else looked ugly? Right. And listen, I'm not blaming Jordan Clarkson for not scoring the basketball consistently and making everything else look ugly. What I'm figuring out in my mind is Mike Brown has a system and he's not going to change it. Right now, the pieces in that system, if they don't change to accommodate the system, they're just going to look odd and out of place. And so now I'm starting to understand that Jordan Clarkson can't score no more. And guess where he is?
On the bench.
On the
On the
bench.
bench, right? Karl Anthony Towns is not going to get a lot of shots. And guess what his scoring looks like? Because Cat's not going to get a lot of Karl Anthony Towns, our starting big, took less shots than most of the other starters. I think Josh took the same amount of shots, right? But the starters took shot OG 15, Cat 11, Josh 11, Bridges 12, Brunson 15, right? And on a night where Cat could have just eaten DeAndre Ayton, Cat just didn't get a lot of those shots in place. As a matter of fact, he only took 2 free throws, right? I am in the mindset that Mike Brown is finally establishing that he wants his guards to take the majority of the shots. Is Karl Anthony Towns still super valuable? Yes. Do
And
I wish Cat can take more shots? Yes.
I don't think that that's playoff winning basketball in the playoffs, though. I think that's great when we flying around during the regular season, but
Right.
we all know April, May, June different.
Right. Right. Right.
So there are some switches that you just can't flick on once the playoffs start.
Right. Agreed.
So while yeah, we on a 6 game winning streak, right? He still has to find ways to incorporate Carl Anthony Towns into the offense because
Well,
this is not going to work in the playoffs.
Tory B, it's not enough room on this ledge for me and you both. Right.
Oh
It's
God.
only room. Cowboy
you,
Bob. Cowboy
you
Bob, she
just
gonna try to come get me off the ledge, and now both of us on the ledge together.
now we sitting there and our feet
It's
dangling.
like
Right.
that's why people. That's why they tell you if you don't know how to swim, don't try to rescue people.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
God.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So
I'm gonna have to
so
make 2 harnesses now.
right, right.
Well, you better
So
hurry up, Cowboy Bob,
yeah,
because Lord
Cowboy
have
Bob, hurry
mercy.
up. Hurry up, Cowboy Bob. So
I want
the
to be
thing
wrong, though. I want to be wrong.
I would like to be wrong, but we're
I want to be
almost 50
wrong.
games in.
I want to be wrong.
You feel
But
me?
I'm
Like
gonna
I
tell
wanna
you right now, these next, not the Washington Wizards, and and I haven't been following them. Have they been playing? I know Charlotte's been playing good basketball.
Charlotte's
I
turning it
think they
Yep,
won
on.
6 game
like
winning
six.
streaks.
Yeah, they on a nice little winning streak. I have no idea what Washington is doing. Is that where what's it called? It went
Trey
my
Young,
man, my man Gerber baby here. I don't like this dude, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
all
he
right.
said
So
Gerber baby
they
hair.
tanking, right? They
Yeah,
not
because then we
playing well
get
at
their
all.
pick.
Right, because if they
Yeah,
don't have
if it's
they
top
tank
8.
that. All right. So never mind the Washington game. I gotta see how they play against Detroit and they play against Boston. If what they doing now works, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. But I don't see like they
What about Denver?
oh, I forgot they was playing Denver. Denver
Yeah,
too. I forgot about Denver. I'm just those are the games that I need to focus on. And not that and I'm not even talking about if we lose, we lose. But we gotta lose at the buzzer. Like it can't be they ran us off the court. If it's a good game and a tight game and we lose, the bounce of the ball sometimes. It is what it is.
It
But
is what it is. Yeah.
if we go out there and play like this and we get run off the court by those teams who are serious about a playoff run, and we can see it. They are lockstep with each other. They are playing great
mm-hmm.
basketball. All of those teams, all three of those teams are playing great basketball. So if they run us off the court, then we right back to square one. Like they're just not gonna work in the playoffs. Like I don't know. It just won't.
But here's the thing though, what he's basically doing to me, for what I said, from what I'm seeing, I'm not speculating like I know anything or like that, but from what I see, is I think he's trying out other things because even though we know Clarkson's capable of doing certain things, he's also trusting Shamit. He's also trusting McBride. He's
He's
also
always
trusting.
trusted Shamit though. Shamit was coming off the bench before Deuce at the beginning of the season.
No, no, but what I'm saying is he's finding trust in other players now to
Oh,
where
okay.
like I'm
But
saying,
how? But how? Don't just tell us about it. You got to explain it.
okay, like
Explain it.
for example,
Explain what you're
how
talking about.
like how for example how he's able to when he used Kolick. 1 minute he used Kolick right around the time when we were doing the in tournament and we saw how great Kolick was doing 16 points with the assist. Kolick hasn't played in a while consistently, but then tonight he comes out shooting confidently, shooting, passing, active, playing like as if he was his old self. So for me, he's developing them in different ways. You may be onto something about how Brown may not be able to use a big. I never looked at that before, but what I'm seeing what he's doing is he's using everyone else and trying to get the best out of them now to where when playoff
Nah,
time
no,
comes,
no, no, no. We ain't gonna do
okay,
that. No, we're not gonna do that. Look, because you made a point. You made a point, and then you didn't follow up your point. Because like, if you tell us what your point is, you got to support your point. But you can't support your point with vanilla cream. Like everything can't be white cake, bro. Like
No, I'm
you
just saying.
legit now, Cowboy Bob. Listen, you made a point, right? You made a point about he tried something different, and then you didn't explain the different things he tried. What we want to know is what are those things on the floor that you saw that are different?
The way how he's still using Cat as a rebounder, getting him involved in the game, how he's still being able to get the best out of Brunson tonight with assists as opposed to scoring. The way how OG has been consistent the last few games as opposed to being consistent one week and then not consistent the next. So these things that he's trying as far as developing everybody, they're doing it as a whole. Again, same thing with Tyler Coley. He stopped using them, came back to him. Kid still had the same confidence like it never left. So for me, I think that that's what he's building. He's building not just confidence in the captain and Cat, but he's doing it in everyone else to where when playoff time come, he don't have to say nothing. He could just use them. That's what I'm saying. The way he's using people from beginning of the season till now is different. Even Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's been more active on the boards and doing putbacks, playing different. Like it's his defense too, playing more perimeter and being on high switches with his hands up. Like being able to use Mitchell Robinson differently on defense. Just things like that. It looked like y'all jumping, so it's all right. That's why I can never be a negotiator.
Wait, what? I ain't. You know what? Before we move further down, I will say this. I hope that his usage of Kolick is not gonna go back to non-existent. Like I feel like the only reason Kolick is getting playing time again is because Deuce is hurt, and once Deuce come back, he gonna bury him on the bench again. Tyler Kolick is too valuable not to get playing time. He has to play him because we don't, unless they going to get another ball handler, we do not have another shot, another person who can create shots for other people. Tyler Kolick has great court vision. Like he has to play this guy. And I don't know if Tyler is in his grand scheme of things because as soon as Shamit and Deuce got back healthy, he benched this dude and we didn't see him no more until Deuce got hurt. Same thing with Mo. He stopped playing him too.
Yeah.
So he gotta Mike Brown gotta get it together. He can't bury Tyler like that.
Yeah.
You want to bury Hawk Porty, you want to bury Hair Jordan, you want to bury Yabu. Go ahead, do it, whatever. But you can't bury Tyler.
Okay.
He actually needs him.
Right. Right. I'm thinking more in like what I heard Mikal Bridges say. I heard Mikal
What you
Bridges
heard him
say.
say?
He said, "Man, we got to." He said this. He said it this way. He was like, "We got to start buying in to what the coach is saying, and let this coach coach us." That's what he said. And then Josh Hart.
In his interview. Okay.
Yeah, and then Josh Hart seconded that by saying that's one of the best post-game interviews he's ever heard. And so when I heard that part, I was like, okay, wait a minute. So are they embracing the transition from an old style of play to the current style of play? Like, were they resisting the change because they were comfortable in one system, and now the new system made them feel uncomfortable because at times change can be uncomfortable? Kind of like if you're used to parking in one spot for like 3 years, and then somebody give that spot to someone else, and now you have a little bit of walking distance to it, to your new spot. You're like, man, why they gave my parking spot? I ain't like that. No way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just over a parking spot, right? That may be kind of what they were facing. And if they were facing that as a human being that goes through change, I understand that. Like I can understand the transition from an old boss to a new boss. I can understand that, right? But the transition is usually instant. In this case, this transition takes a little time, right? This transition takes a little time. Like, Cat goes from taking 17 shots a game. By the end of the season, Cat may be taking under 13 shots a game. Do I like it? No, because I think Cat is an X factor. I think Cat is a weapon.
Right.
I think Cat is the Wolverine of the X-Men. If deployed properly, you got something, right? But at the same time, Mike Brown has a vision for where he wants this team to go. And if this team doesn't transition towards the thing that Mike Brown sees, it's going to be a struggle for everybody. It's going to be a struggle for Mike Brown. It's going to be a struggle for the personnel. It's going to be a struggle for the stars. It's going to be a struggle for the superstars and all of that. And then the most frustrated group is going to be the fans. Right? But with all of that said, everybody, the Knicks, how are the Knicks taking more shots than they took last year? And Cat is taking less shots than he was taking last year. To me, it makes no sense. And that's the reason why I'm on the ledge dangling my feet. That's the reason why I'm on the ledge. How do you get better without using your best stuff? Jay, what's good, bro?
Chilling, brother. How you doing?
Hey man, I'm Gucci, bro. I think.
Me too, I think.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So Tori, that's where I am with it. I'm not complaining about tonight's win. I think it's a great win, right? And I'm not complaining about the way they've played in the last 10 games. I think they've turned a corner in the last 10 games, right? I do think, though, my spidey senses are telling me the same. My spidey senses are telling me, listen to what Tory B is saying. Listen to what David Smith is saying. Like, you can't have a weapon and then not deploy it. And then when the time for weapons to be deployed, playoffs, you hadn't used the weapon enough, and then you lose because one of your biggest weapons, you didn't use it the right way.
Right. But we gonna see real soon. We get a first-hand look at it real soon.
Right. Yeah. What you thinking, Cowboy Bob?
I'm honestly I'm letting it marinate because that's a very good point. But the way I see it is different than you guys do. I honestly just think that they're in a shooting slump right now, and in my mind, because I think you would have to be. I'm not gonna call them a negative thing. You just have to be very special to not use Cat and Brunson at their best advantage.
Cowboy, explain what you mean by shooting slump.
Like,
yeah, I'm just giving you an example. Tonight, the Knicks they shot their season. They shot 47% from the floor, 43% from three against a great defense.
I mean, by they're not getting the full opportunity of their offense. Like, that's the shooting slump. It doesn't have to be that they're not scoring. Sometimes the defense can prevent you from getting opportunity, and it creates you having a slump. I'm just saying, like, in my mind, I'm looking at it as them not being used right now is a slump. They got to figure out a way to get the best usage because you guys are right. Why would you not want to use Cat at a guy who's meant to be a shooter, a guy who's meant to be taking more shots? You should use him that way. But for me, I'm just looking at it as maybe they just working through it right now, and they'll figure it out to where they can create for them. Because the object is it'll be easier when everyone's involved. I don't know. Like I said, that's just what I'm thinking. But I think you guys are right though.
Jay, what's good, brother?
I bad took a bite. I'm chilling.
Bro, a bite of what? What do y'all do, Jay? What you talking? You just took
Yo,
a
I
bite of
made
what?
it.
I was like, you just
I
gonna say,
made. I
you
just
just gonna
took a
say,
bite.
yo, I just took a bite, and then just like, yo,
I was hoping Bob had a little more to say. Sorry.
we're not interested in that now. You said you took a bite. We just want to know what you took a
Yeah.
bite of, bro.
Yeah.
um,
Exactly.
I made. I had my kids here. They had all their friends here, so I went out and got burgers, but not from the store. Like I went and bought meat,
Okay.
made burgers from scratch, put the
Okay.
onion inside, all that,
Okay.
mac salad, corn.
Dang, bro. That's
You
the
know,
reason why I can't look like Batista, bro.
that's
I was
what.
having a
Look, I'm.
conversation with my wife earlier. She was like, "Yo, why you fascinated with looking like Batista?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, Batista is the guy, bro.
Them shoulders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Batista is the guy, bro.
I got
Like,
Batista shoulders, so I'm all right. I got King Kong Bundy belly, but I got Batista shoulders.
yeah, I wish. I
No,
wish.
yeah,
I
my
wish.
belly ain't. Look, my belly ain't even like that. That's I'm just trying to show off my Wu-Tang shirt.
Yeah,
But
that's a nice Wu-Tang shirt, bro.
you know what? Where is he? Hold on, you know what that is, right?
That's Ric Flair.
That's Woo.
Right, right, right.
Right. So listen, I've been yeah, I shouldn't be eating this late like that. But I fed everybody, I took care of some things, watched a game. Oh, once I had you guys on, we were, talking about. So I walked kind of in the middle of something. I didn't really hear what you
Okay.
were trying to agree with Torian regarding, and if you could.
No, I got you. So
If
so
you could,
basically where we are is the Knicks looked good for a little while. Then they went through a struggle. Looked really bad. Mike Brown was feeling his seat warm up a little bit for the first time as the Knicks coach, right? Then
Yep.
the Knicks started having these weird issues, right, of finger pointing and calling players only meetings and all of that stuff. And then the Giannis bomb drops and obliterates the city, right? So now guys start pressing, and Mike Brown's a new coach trying to implement his system. The rumor mill is flying around. Guys may be here, guys may not be here. Guys are pointing members only meetings and all that stuff. And then the Knicks win 6 in a row. And in between all of that, the Knicks get it together for a little bit and win the Emirates Cup, right? And people were saying, "Don't hang the Emirates Cup flag! Don't hang the flag!" And now I think it's the flag curse, because if you would have hung that flag, all you had to do was just put the flag up, and the bad vibes would have stayed away. But we didn't want to put the flag up because we like, only championships matter. And then as soon as we get in the slump, people are like, "Oh no, fire Mike Brown, trade Cat for Giannis. Jalen Brunson need to stop shooting. Mikal Bridges, 5 draft picks. OG Anunoby is inconsistent." All those things, right? And then the Knicks win 6 in a row. And now we're at a place where, okay, we're not drowning anymore. We're not drowning anymore in all this stuff. Maybe Cat is getting used to the new version of what Cat is going to be under Mike Brown, right? And then maybe Josh Hart understands that he can't hold the ball in the half court. He's got to do something with it, right? Like Josh, when you get the ball, you can't hold it and wait for the imaginary closeout and then jump in the air and do a pirouette and throw it to somebody that's contested, right? Maybe you can't do that no more. Maybe you have to keep the ball moving, right? And then like all these things, like Cat, maybe you're not going to get those honey bun touches under the rim no more. Maybe the new version of Cat is 18 rebounds a game and 6 assists a game. Maybe that's the new Cat. Maybe this Mike Brown thing doesn't need Karl-Anthony Towns to shoot threes anymore, right? Maybe the version of Cat and Mike Brown's offense and defense is Cat. You can't drive to the rim and fall to the floor. You gotta stay on your feet and get back on defense. Man, forget the foul calls. The foul calls are not going to come. You're not going to get them. Just get back on defense. Maybe that's the new thing, right?
Right.
And everyone has to get used to this. Josh is used to being the team leader. Like Josh, this is Josh's team. Jalen Brunson's a great player. Jalen Brunson's a great NBA player, great scorer. But for the most part, guys follow Josh, right? That's just one of the things about it. Like the best player isn't always the leader, right? Or the most talented person is not always the leader. Let me put it that way. And so in this stretch that we're in, maybe we're finally turning the page and developing into Mike Brown's team as opposed to Mike Brown's the new coach. After 50 games, we can't. After 50 games, is it fair to say that Mike Brown is the new Knicks coach? Right?
Yep.
I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's fair or not. Now, with all that said, as a fan, my opinion, the reason why I said I'm out on a ledge is I don't believe there is a world where guards off the bench should have more usage than your all-star center. Period. That makes zero sense in my mind. And that's why I'm out on a ledge. I'm sitting out on a ledge off the Chrysler Building, and Cowboy Bob is passing me whiskey. Right? I'm like, Cowboy Bob,
yo, y'all better stop drinking up there.
You giving me something to drink, Cowboy Bob. You trying to get me to lose my balance, Cowboy Bob.
Yeah, that blue label is something special though.
Yeah, I know. This that's the thing. I don't think there is a world where Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet should be taking more shots than Karl-Anthony Towns, who's a perennial all-star. Right? And because when the playoffs start, if the Knicks are the 2 seed and we get, let's see, who's the 7 seed in the East right now? The Knicks are the 2 seed, right? And the Miami Heat, there's no world.
I'm about to say that.
There's no world where you can tell Uncle Freezy that when the Knicks play the Miami Heat in the first round of the playoffs, that you're not going to go to Karl-Anthony Towns. You're going to depend on Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet. Tory B, there's no world I can believe that. So if I'm tripping, if I'm tripping about like where we are, maybe I'm tripping. I'm glad we're winning, and I hope this Mike Brown system works. But it's hard for me to believe that in a 2-7 matchup, the Knicks versus the Miami Heat, that we're going to be depending on Landry Shamet and Deuce McBride to help carry us in the playoffs.
Sounds like you got a we're winning in despite of type of attitude or feeling,
Maybe.
if that makes sense, what I'm saying to you.
Yeah. I think my belief is that I give you an example. I give you an example, right? There was a great rap group in the early 90s named Leaders of the New School, right? They had
So,
a mega star rapper in the group, right? That they always basically had rap third, second or third all the time because they had a rapper named Charlie Brown, they had Dinko D, they had Milo, and they had a guy with swag named Busta Rhymes, right?
right. He
And
would anchor it or second to third. Right. Got it.
yeah, yeah. Instead of being featured, right?
Right.
And so, I mean, he had a couple, like he had a joint on there, Feminine Fat. You know what I'm saying? He had a couple of joints on the joint. You know what I'm saying?
But that felt more like to appease them than it did to include them. That's why
Right.
they had a fallout.
That's why they had a fallout.
Yep.
But basically, what I'm saying to the Knicks crowd is, don't be leaders of the new school, right?
Yeah. No.
Don't be leaders of the new school, man. Right? Don't be leaders of the new school. So,
No.
but that's the thing. I think if this dude is this valuable, right? And listen, the dude is this valuable, and let's not pretend that this guy is not valuable because the coaches, assistants, and everybody vote for they elect the reserves. And even
Yeah.
in a down year, this dude still made the All-Star team.
There was not
Right.
much competition, but yeah, he did. Yep.
But OG didn't make it. Bridges didn't make it.
OG should have made it. I think OG didn't make it because of January. If January would have been perked up just a little bit, maybe even a week more, like one of
Yeah,
the weeks were better, he would have made it. Just one of the
yeah.
weeks were better, he would have made it.
I had him as the third Nick to go as a All Star. Me too. I
Yeah,
liked OG at the beginning of
yeah.
the season.
It was January, and if he would have perked up on one of those weeks, it might be both OG and Cat or just OG. Because he has been playing in multiple positions. He was playing incredibly well.
Right.
So okay, so
Don't respond to me. Let me ask you how you're feeling about what you saw. Right.
okay, all right.
How do you feel about what you're seeing as opposed to a response to me? I already know how I feel. Right. How you
Yeah,
feeling?
right. All right. Well, it's weird. Like it's mixed feelings. I feel a lot of different things, to be honest with you. Right. Like I do. I look at this guy, right, that in most cases probably could be the number one option or should have been or used to be or can be. I don't know. I got to think about that. On this team, he's a second option, but I also think that we should stop looking at who's the options because we got a team full of options. And yes, there's a number one guy, and yes, there's a number two guy, clearly. But since the third guy is not really shooting as well as he should be, and Mikael OG is playing pretty good, he's dunking, he's shooting all the stuff. And then Deuce has come up and shooting well. I the inconsistency of the cat offensively is very strange because we know we don't have him defense. Um, um, though I'll tell you the guards. This side note, and I'm going to keep talking about it real quick. The guards have been playing much better defense. Um, I gotta give it to him. Coley, Brunson, even. Um, and oh, that's so laughable. That last comment, yo. Let me stick to my. Let me get off of that. What about the tangent for a minute? Let me just give me a second. All right. So you you come over here, you acquiesce to a guy who's been named the clutch player of the year. You take different shots. You start at the top of the key when you're bigger than most things. Okay, fine. You don't have to listen to all the stuff that's going on. There's a lot of talk going on around him right now. You're in the middle of a trade talk. You're in the middle of are you soft? You're in the middle of are you sweet? You're in the middle of a lot of things, right? And you, whether we like it or not, we're human beings. I read a thing where he said he turned off all that noise and he just went to play. Now we look at the numbers, right? And we look at the with that meeting when they had that meeting, right? And um sometimes that's a good thing. It seems to have worked because they have won since they had that meeting. If he is willing to, because if I was Cat, I would be like hand in the air, screaming for the ball. If the coach is not making the plays for him, or let's say the coach is making plays for him and they're just not passing him the ball, or whatever the reason is, then I would go get the ball. I would somehow make sure I get the ball. Right? Stop just shooting threes and go in there and get and I have to give him props on a certain amount of things. He has stopped whining, not fully, but a lot. When he gets fouled, he gets back onto defense. He has stopped fouling since that meeting. So you got to give him props for that. I'm looking for good points for him. He is not too concerned. It seems like he's okay getting the 12 points, but you can't be a soft dude if you're in there getting 18, 20 rebounds. And if you're okay with that role of being now a really good shooting, rebounding guy who doesn't shoot nearly as much as he should, but we're winning. And if he's okay with that and we're winning, I'm okay with that. But it doesn't seem very logical to me. It's very weird that he's not being fed the ball or taking over or putting his hand in the sky. The only time we saw him clap for the ball was a half a minute too late to the rookie. But that's not his nature. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have natures. They have different natures. They're demonstrative. They're different. They're louder. They're not. He doesn't seem to be that guy. You know? So whatever the recipe that they're cooking up right now is 6-game winning streak. And even though the one game that was close, was tough. The rest of them seem to have been, ever since Brooklyn, that was very necessary for me. In my mind, that was very necessary to put their foot on their neck and stomp them out like that and go on this run. They needed a game like that, and they needed that meeting. And Cat is playing a part now instead of being the voted in all-star that he is, or the second option that he could be. He's just playing a part. And if they keep winning, because I feel like I have no business crying over that. Because all I really want them to do is win.
So
and then
you confusing me because playing a part, because you mentioned playing a part just now, and then a few moments ago you mentioned being demonstrative.
I said some people are.
Right.
He's not demonstrative.
Right.
I wish he would, is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I'm like, give me the ball. I want him to scream, give me the ball. I want him to walk over and just take the ball sometimes. But like he's not that guy. It's not in his DNA. But that doesn't mean that. All right, so did, like, for instance, if you look at points alone, just points alone, right? Let's skip all the other columns. And we didn't know the score. We didn't know anything about tonight. And we looked at the points, and we looked at Jalen's points, his points. We'd be like, damn, they lose. There's all the other stuff. They're grabbing rebounds. One's grabbing a lot of, getting mad assists, and then they're getting the teammates involved. And I think something changed after that game. And if he doesn't mind, look, he doesn't mind. You could tell it's just not in his DNA. He's not making a fuss over it. You know what I'm saying? He's not making a fuss over it. I have certain feelings about Cat. The lack of being demonstrative, the lack of being like, to me, like a lion. You know what I mean? Like, in as far as scoring goes. But he's helping the team in so many other ways. In 2 days
don't
he had
need
like
to be a
he
lion.
had
He's a
40
tiger.
rebounds. Yeah. But I don't want Daniel the Tiger, you know what I'm saying? I want, like, a serious tiger, So listen, in 2 games, he in those 18 and 20, that's almost
Fellas,
40
can y'all hear me?
rebounds in 2 games. He's doing his part.
Hello?
I'm here.
Hello?
You hear me? You don't hear me? The only pool of gold I see is one guy. Yo, AP, you hear me loud and clear? Okay. East Blue Drew, peace to you.
Yeah, we hear you, bro. Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. You good?
Oh yeah, but everybody else had dipped, and then everybody else said they couldn't hear. Like
Yeah, I couldn't hear neither. That's
yeah,
why.
and Live was asking hello. So look, so I don't know what the response from Bob or what the response from Live, but if they're winning and they're okay with the parts that they're playing, Are you not okay with that? Or are you looking for them to step up and be all that you could be? Because like for me, whether or not, like if he is saying to himself, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass him when I get a good chance. I'm gonna take these open shots when I get them, but I'm gonna be rebounding and I'm gonna try to block. I'm working on not fouling people, right? That's obviously he's doing that. He's obviously working on on fouling people. He's obviously work on getting his rebounds back up. He leads the league for God's sakes, and um, you know, I know a lot of people like the on this panel, we love our team, and a lot of people just love one person. I love the team, and if this guy is okay with what he's doing, then I'm okay with what he's doing, which is grabbing a crazy amount of rebounds, passing better, scoring when he can, not fouling in bunches, even though he did early today. He still has gotten much better at that in this 6-game win streak. And don't forget, it feels like just a week ago we were like the sky was falling 9, in that 2-9 whatever thing. Now we have 6-game win streak under our belt. And he's in the middle of a lot of things, Freezy. Like a lot of things, bro. Think about it, bro. His name is in. You will be traded for a guy who's hurt for 6 weeks tomorrow. That's hard. There's like a mental aspect to that. So I'm listening. I'm grateful for the effort he's putting out, and I'm grateful for the victories. I do think they're going to make a move on somehow. I don't know if he's going to be involved in it.
That's where the big contradiction comes in for me. Not from you, but the sense from the Knicks fans.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing well, right? You won 6 in a row. The sense is just win games, and the Knicks are winning games. How is making a move to disrupt that make the team better?
Right. If it's a large move.
That's where the conflict of the narratives come in. Like, how is it that you ask someone to come in to be complimentary, and then they come in and be complimentary, not good enough?
Yes, that's
right. Because by being complimentary and not being alpha, right? You're coming into a situation and being complimentary. That means you sacrifice some of your stuff, and then you gravitate towards doing other stuff. And then when Cat does that, right, does exactly what he's asked to do by the fans,
right?
We want to trade him to Charlotte for LaMelo Ball.
Wait, what?
Right.
No. Just keep sipping
they was
on
giving
that.
them away for boxes of pizza and candy and all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
Right. Because if Cat had
Trade them
come
away.
in and said, no, I'm not sacrificing nothing. I'm just gonna do what I've been doing. Right. People would stand up and applaud and be like, yeah, we needed the alpha. And then at the same time be like, but this is Brunson's team. That's where listen, all I'm saying is I can't follow the narratives, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying the narratives are wrong. What I'm saying is there are so many of them that is hard to follow. And what it boils down to, in my mind, is either the narratives are created because people either like Cat or they don't. That's where I am with it because I can't follow all the. Well, you need to rebound more to prove you're tough, and then he leads the league in rebounding, and now it's you need to demand the ball more,
Yep.
right? It's
Yep.
there are so many. Cat, you need to stop shooting the three, right? All these different things, and when
Mhm.
he does it, fans say, "Well, we need this too, whatever that this is."
Right. And real quick, and to add on top of that, Brunson getting 12 points, we'll applaud him because he had 7 rebounds and 13 assists. But we're used to doing, because he's supposed to be getting 28 points with, his season average. He did all these other things for the team.
Doesn't that prove though that superstars can do other stuff?
I was
They
I
can
agree.
also
That's what I'm.
do other stuff.
Yes, 100%. I agree that superstars could do other stuff, but I think at this point, like that's what I'm trying to get at is that Towns. Well, I think you just said something very thing. You're talking about a superstar compared to a star, and I think you just nailed it. And that's really the difference. So he's not getting away with super. He's getting away with, you know. But it's also not fair to compare a star to a role player. And I think that this guy has, for some reason, become very. It's like either you love him or you hate him. But I think that to me that's so ridiculous because he's a Nick. We need to love him as a Nick.
I'm
I don't need to love him as a person.
but
I need to love him what he does on the floor.
I'm liking this what he's doing. I'm not gonna sit here and say Cat's being used wrong. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. He's showing me, and he has shown me that he wants to just win. So the ability to make the adjustments, make sacrifices, that's leadership, and I think he's always had that. And the fact that he's quiet about it and don't say nothing, I think that's good because when we look back on it, we can never say, "Oh, he didn't like this." When has Cat ever said anything negative? You see what I'm saying? He allows, like, he just allows his game to speak for itself rather than him talk on the sidelines or him do some type of cheap shots. Like, we all know something Josh Hart said that was crazy, but when it comes to Cat, he doesn't say nothing but I just gotta play better. Come on, that's what we kind of need now anyway. We need one player that's gonna be the one that says, "Hey, I'm gonna carry the weight," the one that's just gonna be focused on controlling the team, and then you got one who holds it all together. And so you got Hart, Brunson, Cat, and all of them are playing different roles. If you look at it, even in Josh Hart picking up the offense more, and also his defense. There's a whole bunch of people who are changing their roles, and it's working. So to me, I'm not gonna knock it. And if we were losing, I'm still gonna give them an A for effort because it's something new that the coach wants. So for me, I'm not saying he need to change anything. He's doing what he needs to do to win, and I'm grateful to see him do it. I'm good.
I would say this about Cat.
Yeah, put Owen in
I'm
there.
gonna just say this. Hold on. I'm gonna say this about Cat. Right. The fact is, and the one full season Cat was here, the Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2000. If you look at the regular season record with Karl Anthony Towns on the roster, the
Yep.
Knicks are 82-49.
Yep.
The Knicks are 33 games over 500 with Karl Anthony Towns on the roster,
Yep.
right? And for Knicks fans to constantly have the conversation about Cat's place to me is absurd. It's borderline bullying because no team would say you add a guy and while he's here, the record is 82-49 with a plus 33 game difference would say this guy doesn't add something positive to the team. In my opinion.
I totally agree with you on that. But we were talking more like about the differences in the gameplay compared to when he got here. I totally agree with that. That's
Right.
like it's like like I'm trying to think of a good comparison of what it might be. I injured myself when I say it whatever, and I could have sat still and just watched Netflix, did all this stuff, but I wanted to get better, so I did certain things. And I changed the way I lived, and because of that, everything started getting better. But it was slow, but things started changing. Attitude, life, everything started changing. If I had stayed still, I would have looked like King Kong Bundy. I would have got nowhere. I would never make money. I would do nothing. This guy made changes and looks different, but is still adding to that number now every day. The number that you just said about how much wins over losses or you know what I'm saying, or the percentage,
Right.
and that's with him originally shooting 8 threes a game, 9 threes a game, 7 threes a game, little cut and slash and a couple dunks, little to the basket, ticky tack fouls, and then coming in late, hitting a bunch of threes. So if he's, I think, and then you mentioned this really crazy word that just it kind of woke me up. Like you said, bullying, right? So let's take my scenario again.
Yeah.
I'm injured, whatever, and instead of getting better, I just become depressed. I start talking down to myself. I do nothing. And then, the only places I'm running to is the bathroom and the kitchen. I'm not doing anything to anything else in my life. And I'm getting worse. A lot of noise. I could be losing my job. All these things might be happening.
Right.
And I'm not doing anything. This guy is going through all that stuff. Noise, this, that, third. And he's saying, you know what? If I act this way and they gave me the ball on a regular basis, we might not have the 6-game winning streak. Or we might have the 6-game winning streak. But since I've done what I've been doing, we had a 6-game winning streak. And why bother arguing Why bother responding to any of the nonsense out there about Giannis? Why bother doing any of that stuff? If I'm okay, I'm good. I'm getting paid really, really well. I know what I'm capable of, right? And that's a big thing, knowing yourself. I know what I'm capable of. And when it's my time to do that, I don't give a rat's ass who claps for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as my pretty new wife and my family and all my stuff they're standing behind me and I'm doing what I have to do, because the Knicks fans, whether they like him or not, are going to stand and rise and clap for him if he hits a game-winning three. When he rises above somebody and dunks on him. So he seems to be a very easygoing, complacent type of regular star. I do think a lot of the stuff is brilliant and unfair to him, but I don't think at this point that's not going to change. You're going to get half the people who like him, half the people that, just like it's going to be like that for you, me, and everybody else. And he's still not the best player on the team. He's not, and he's still a star. And we're winning. And by the way, P.S. to add to that, all the games we lost, they weren't his fault either. Maybe some of them he had a part in losing, but they for sure were not all his fault. So he's either got thick skin or that type of complacent type of, I'm good where I'm at. I don't care what anybody's saying. I'm not really listening. Or maybe it's empowering him to get 18 rebounds and 20 rebounds back to back. Who knows? When he talks, I don't feel like he's saying anything to us. Because when they're asking him these questions, I don't hear any answer.
App, thank you for the generous contribution. App says, ooh, we got Tory B and Jay the Chosen One on the overtime. Salute to them. Yep, salute to Jay the Chosen One and salute to Tory B.
AP, what's up, brother?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. AP. No doubt. And don't forget Bob.
Don't forget Cowboy Bob, man. Rising star in this Lawrence Tears news media outlet that we're just starting. Hey, ever since Cowboy Bob had that interaction with Deuce is on fire.
Yeah,
man.
I don't I'm making sure everybody's included. See, I'm doing the cat. I'm asking to a team and saying it's all right. Let's include Bob. It's fine.
Yeah,
he's part of the team. That's it. And I'm the new guy. I'm Cat. I could be Cat. I don't care. That's it. I think that's where he is with his life. But you know what? I could be 1,000% wrong. But we're on a winning streak, so I'm okay.
One of the things that I will point out is one of the reasons why Cat is here is because the guy that was in his previous role was basically run out of town for the same stuff. There was a large portion of Knicks fans that legit had enough with Julius Randle. And he was an all-star. And he went out and played his very hardest for a Knicks organization that before Julius Randle was a lottery franchise that constantly changed coaches and didn't have a direction.
Yep.
And so what it looks like to me is that Knicks fans
don't deserve nice things.
They basically
They don't deserve nice
Knicks
things.
fans constantly find a player on the roster to point their ire and displeasure. Right before it was all Randall, it was shared between Randall and Alfred Payton. And the Knicks traded Alfred Payton or didn't re-sign Alfred Payton. And then Randall started taking all the ire. And then you moved Julius Randall, and instead of being ireless, Knicks fans refocused that ire towards Karl Anthony Towns. And if the Knicks trade Cat and bring in another person, that Knicks fans are not gonna focus ire on someone, you're mistaken.
It'll be somebody. I could tell you for my money.
It'll be somebody. I know a person to this day. I know a Knicks fan to this day still hates John Starks and Charles Smith to this day. And
Who
those
in the
guys
world
hadn't
can hate
played for the
John
Knicks in
Starks?
30 years.
2 for 18. That's why they hate John Starks. I already know where
Wait,
they're
are
going
you
with
To
that.
talking
this
about
day.
are you talking about for the two what was it you said 18?
Yes. I know
Yes.
that's why they hate John Starks, and I know they hate Charles Smith for not going up hard and dunking and kept trying to finger roll on the
Never
86
mind
attempts
that Michael
he had with a
Jordan
putback.
did a
No,
Russian
I know the
sickle
Smith part
against
for
Charles
sure.
Smith. Like Charles Smith went up strong, and Michael Jordan did a Russian sickle on Charles Smith. But referees are not going to call Michael Jordan for a foul call in that moment.
Nope.
But if you've ever been in a fight or a tussle, you know it's difficult to do stuff when somebody's knocking you upside your head.
Yep. Especially back then, they were knocking you upside your head, like.
I just so when you talk about Carl Anthony Towns, I don't know what Knick fans want from him. Like I don't get it. Even when you give compliments, they're backhanded compliments. Jay just did it. He was like, "Oh, he's a regular, regular superstar. Like either he a star or he not." like it's always something. We can't just
Nah,
give him
he's a
a
regular
compliment.
star.
It's there's no such thing. Um, you're either a star or you're not. Uh, um, it's never a compliment. It's always backhanded. They always find something to tack on to anything that he's doing. He's playing in the offense the way the coach has set up that system, and everybody's still mad. They didn't want him shooting threes. Now he ain't shooting threes. They asking why he ain't shooting threes. Like he ain't scoring in bunches because the ball ain't going into him, and that's his fault too. Like it's just I don't get it. But I know this: they trade him, they gonna be in trouble. Cause what you get back is not gonna be the same. Knicks fans do not deserve nice things. I keep saying it. They just don't. They
One
don't deserve
Yeah,
it.
I agree. Like, why we gotta give up something that's working right now? This makes no
They don't
sense.
deserve nice things.
And then you restart again, but y'all don't want to believe in a rebuild.
Like
Like,
how many
come on,
rebuilds we gonna have with the team? Like they
exactly. They good
do
right
not
now.
deserve nice
Cool.
things.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm just grateful this team's winning together. I don't care about all of that, but I'm grateful Carl Anthony Towns came here and actually proved his worth to to everyone.
And I'm telling you, it's 90% of it is demeanor and not basketball.
Right. If he put his
They,
foot down and said something, it'd be different.
right, but that has nothing to do with basketball. That's my point.
Right.
90% of the reason that people don't like Carl Anthony Towns is demeanor and not basketball.
But when you lose the room, you lose the room. Sorry.
Listen,
It doesn't matter
again,
what it is, whether you do it on basketball, or you do it because of demeanor, or you do it because you're a star or an all-star. It doesn't matter. Once you lose the room, you lose the room.
yeah, but the room
Yeah.
was never had because
Thank
everybody
you.
with a salt and pepper beard doesn't like the fact that he's not like Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason. That's
Yep.
not
Like,
winning basketball.
No,
like,
I'm listen.
like
Just
But
here's
because
another.
that's you
just
fall into
because
that
we
category,
we're
Jay.
talking
Like,
and
I
just because
understand.
we're talking about it I don't fall into any category. I
You
want
do.
Cat to do his absolute best and just sat here for about 20 minutes saying that he acquiesced to the team, changed his game, and is helping winning during this six
And
game
then gave him a
win
backhanded
streak.
compliment.
So
Like
what?
it's all
He's
the
just a
time. It's
star.
one or it's no, it's not a so what. That's exactly
It's
what I'm talking
no,
about.
but you see, but
Either
that's for
you're happy that
you.
he's a
For
Nick
me,
and
he's
you're
just a
happy
star.
that he plays for the team, or you're not. And if you're not, that's fine. But we're not going to talk about his accolades and then give him a backhand compliment on the other side of it, because then that just says, I don't like this guy.
Okay, check it out. I don't like this guy, but I
Okay.
love this guy because he's a Nick. He is definitely not a superstar. He's a star. But you know what? Those are opinions, right? So I like talking with you. I like doing these things, but we might not agree on every single thing.
Absolutely not.
And that's how things work. And I'm okay with that. If you, I want, but the one thing I will hope that we both could agree on is that backhanded or whatever the hell I say, I am rooting for him to to be a part of a winning team. I could call him anything I want to call him, but I call him a Nick, and I love my Knicks. To me, that's all. To me, that's all. Whatever. We got other people talking about. Look. He the best thing next to sliced bread, and everybody else suck on this team. And that's but is that rooting for? Is that cool? We rooting for that? Now I'm not saying all that.
I'm just saying I like Cat for who he is. So to be honest with you, Cat has proven his worth here. We went to the Eastern Conference Finals with him in just 1 year, and now he's switching it up. So I can care less about what I think about him personally, but his game is speaking for himself. And the fact of
Yeah.
him being vocal, again, I think he's good. But I don't know. That's just me though.
Yeah, look, I'm rooting for him to be. I'm rooting. He's a New York Knick, right? Um, back in the days when we used to get all the start. Remember, we used to get players. They were like in the twilight of their careers. Matter of fact, Charles Smith was one of them, and he missed that shot, and he missed other shots, and Starks went 2 for 18. But you know, a lot of people had a lot of great feelings about John Starks, but there was people who didn't too.
Those people are nuts.
Right.
And those people, because for somebody that was there and actually saw this thing play out,
Right.
there is no game 7 without John Starks' game 6. Right? When Derek
Right.
Harper was giving up threes to Sam Cassell and Kenny Smith at top of the key, that was Derek Harper blowing assignments time after time after time. Who kept the Knicks in that game 6 and almost won it? John Starks.
Right.
Legitimately, John Starks had a shot in the air to win the NBA championship for the Knicks, right? That was John Starks at the end of game 6. The reason
Yep.
why Olajuwon didn't follow Pat to the rim but stayed out on Starks was because towards the end of that game, Starks was the best Knick on the floor, not Pat Ewing. The reason why Olajuwon got a fingertip on that shot from Starks is because in that moment, the biggest threat to the Houston Rockets was not Patrick Ewing. It was John Starks. And so when people say John Starks game 7, they conveniently forget about how John Starks kept the Knicks in that series. The Knicks could have lost that series in 6 games instead of 7, right? But the narrative is not what you did up to that point. The narrative is, what have you done for me lately? And that lets
100%.
you know that regardless what some people do as a Knick, they can never do enough to earn the heart of Knicks fans. Period. Nobody says anything about Charles Oakley not stepping out and defending Carl Herrera, the Houston Rockets' 4th string power forward that they brought in to shoot Jays to Jay Charles Oakley's eyes out, because Oakley wouldn't go out and defend Carl Herrera on the perimeter. Nobody says that, right? But because Oakley is a bully, what we do is we let that slide, because in a way we may be intimidated by Charles Oakley, right?
Or we
And
like that part of his game.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. In today's basketball, today's NBA, what we think is, and I'm a part of the crew. There are a lot of people that are a part of this, that in order to play basketball, you have to be a tough guy. So I'm the leader of that, right? I'm the king of, you better be tough to play basketball, right? But I'm learning as I go that these guys are so skilled now that the stuff about being tough is not as important as guys being super skilled. Like, I'm the king of that. I'm the king of that, and I know it, right? Yeah, nobody's gonna tell me about having tough guys and all that stuff. That's my life right there. But what I'm learning is, as I go, is that these guys are not the guys from our generation. These guys out there right now are young enough to be our kids. They're from a different generation, right? And we have to accept that, right? We have to accept guys are not gonna screen all night, rebound all night, and do all these different type of things, right? They're not going to do all these type of things because the score is not going to be 79 to 75. That's not the way the NBA is played now. These teams are scoring 120 points a game, and your New York Knicks are leaders in the clubhouse in scoring that 120 points a game. So if they give up 110, 115, if they win 120 to 115, it's the world that we live in now. Right? Like, you're not going to put a lineup with Pat Ewing, John Starks, Charles Oakley, and Xavier McDaniel. That's not the way lineups are going to look now. Your lineups now are going to include Landry Shamet. They're going to include Mikal Bridges, right? They're going to include Cat. They're going to include guys that don't look like guys that played the position years ago, right? It's one of those things that we have to live with, right? But at the same time, if you're a Knicks fan, we do have to understand that every Knicks fan is not built the same. Everyone is going to have their own opinion and the way they view the game based off of their experiences, right? And the reason why Lawrence Tiz is dope, and I keep saying that, like, people ask me what the secret sauce is with Lawrence Tiz, is because Uncle Freezy don't make people say what he believes, right? You're going to come up here and you're going to say your own opinion. And the people that come up, the people that rock with Lawrence Tiz, if I ever get a sense that they're just going along with me just to be, they don't stay. I don't
get along, go along, get along.
Right. Now I'm going to get their ass out of here.
Yeah.
Because I don't value that. I value strong-minded, opinionated people that are going to give their opinion based on what they believe. Right? That's just not how I am. So a lot of people have come and gone. Y'all seen it over the years. Y'all already know Lawrence Tiz is the place where you can say your opinion and stay in your own opinion. That's just what it is, right? So when I hear what Tory B says about that, I'm like, I'm with Tory B on a lot of that, right? When I hear what Jay the Chosen One says, I'm like, that's Jay the Chosen One opinion. He believed that. I'm not gonna put him in a headlock and make him say what I want him to say. Like I value his stance, right? I value that stance. Do I agree with Jay the Chosen One 100% of the time? No, because if you don't need two Uncle Freezies up here, you got the number one Chief Rocker already. You only need one Uncle Freezy. That's good enough. It's the same thing with Tory B and Jay the Chosen One. You don't need three of them up here. You don't need three Tory Bs up here. You don't need three Jay the Chosen Ones up here, right?
No.
But the thing about Cat though, the thing about Cat is not that I don't think it's a toughness issue or anything like that. And I said this before. I say it a lot. Knicks fans over the years, they need to have a scapegoat. They gotta have it. They gotta have a scapegoat, right? Somebody that they can point out that when things go wrong, they can blame that person. And then at the same time, they need a hero. Somebody when things go right, they can get that person's name tattooed on their heart, right? The Knicks fan base is not a fan base of, we're gonna celebrate everyone as a team. As a matter of fact, to prove my point, to prove that I'm absolutely right about this assessment, Vince Carter said, Melo, at the end, at halftime, to close halftime of their presentation, Vince Carter said, Melo, they need you courtside so you can help them win. And Carmelo Anthony said out of his own mouth at the halftime thing, hell no, because if they lose, they'll blame me. That's what Carmelo Anthony said. When Vince Carter said, Melo, go down and sit down there at halftime, Melo said, hell no, because if we lose, they'll blame me. You know what that means? Knicks fans always need a scapegoat. App, thank you for the generous contribution. App says, I still love John Starks because he loved the team, the fans, and the city. Down with the ship for me. Yep, I'm agreed. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Word up.
Yeah, man. So
And a good dude.
So while it sounds like the reason why we dislike Cat, and I say we as a collective, not because I don't dislike Cat. I like Cat, right? But the reason why it sounds like we don't like Cat is because his production on the floor, and nothing can be further from the truth. The Knicks fans need a player that they can point the finger at when things are not right. That's just what it is. And your evidence is Julius Randle. Julius Randle came here and made the All-Star team continuously while he was here. But throughout, we blamed Julius Randle for everything. And now Randle is gone and we bring in Cat. And instead of embracing Cat because the villain is gone, we're like, nah, we ain't have nothing. We had no hard feelings against Randle, right? Randle was an all-star. Randle brought toughness. But that's not the narrative that was being said when Randle was here. That's not the narrative that was said when Randle was here. As a matter of fact, in Randle's last playoff series here, Randle and them lost a hard-fought playoff game to Miami. And walking out of the Garden, about 1,000 Knicks fans started tearing down Julius Randle posters. What does that tell you? That tells you that Knicks fans need someone to point the finger at. Cowboy Bob, that's all I got on that, bro.
Okay, I got you, man. I like that though. Made me think for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. My finger's pointing at Mike Brown.
I'll point my finger.
Like I said to you and everybody else, that the dude's a star who's acquiescing and playing a great game. He's part of the Knicks team that's playing a great game. Before that, listen, the guy got beat up by Draymond, and the coach didn't say nothing to him. He extra hugged Draymond. So if I had beef with anybody on this team, it'd be the coach.
Yeah.
No matter what they say about him or whoever, how could you listen? Cat gets double-digit rebound. He's a double-double, right? Like every game, a damn double-double. But I think the coach never played with a team like this, never coached a team like this. That's why I don't even think they're listening to him. I think they had that players only meeting or whatever, and they doing what they're doing out there. He crazy putting people in.
I was just gonna say, maybe if you really think about it, maybe Coach Brown looked at what what the Knicks did last year with Cat and how they used him and said, you know what, that was good enough to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. We need to do something else. So that's why I said it's a new plan, new scheme. There's something working, and let's just keep it working. I don't need Cat to do anything but just keep sticking to the plan and being who he is. A great player.
I'm fine with that.
We got a tough week coming up. So we have Washington, where I think that'll be a get right game for the Knicks. But then we have Denver, Detroit, Boston, Indiana, Philly, Detroit, Houston, Chicago, Cleveland, Milwaukee for the rest of February.
Damn.
Wow.
That's a tough schedule.
Damn, bro.
The guillotine. We didn't even get the gauntlet. We got the guillotine.
And Denver just beat OKC tonight on a comeback, and heavily too.
Yeah,
They playing good. What's his face is playing real good.
And March, and just really quick, March doesn't get any better. March is San Antonio, Toronto, Oklahoma City, Denver, the Lakers, the Clippers, Utah, Indiana, Golden State, Indiana, Brooklyn, Washington, New Orleans, Charlotte, OKC, and Houston.
I be getting into the meat of our schedule, but I feel like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good thing. It's time to show up. Like, let me see what y'all got.
Preparing us for playoffs, baby. Let's go.
I ain't know Denver came back. I cut that game off because it was a blowout. I'm like, man, I'm not watching this. They was down 25 points. I'm not watching this.
Yo, they won money. I played the second half parlay, a second half. I don't even want to say the number I won tonight.
Awesome,
I'm too nervous.
Don't even talk about it. Don't even talk about it.
Oh my God. So yeah, they came back, and a big part of that was what's the dude's name? Payne
Murray?
Huh?
No, not neither of the two guys.
I thought you said Tory. I'm like, what?
Oh no. What's his name? He's Watson. Yeah, Watson, the big guy.
Well, listen, last year they were lucky to get past. They barely squeaked past Denver last year.
Yep. Right.
OKC barely squeaked past them last year. That's when never mind, because I'm about to give myself PTSD again. I'm not doing this.
It's all good. Yeah.
But that's when I saw the chinks in the armor. I'm like, yo, B, like these dudes ain't as invincible as everybody keeps saying. They barely beat Denver. They were lucky to get out of that series.
That's what I be saying about the Knicks, man. That's what I constantly say about the Knicks. That that as far as talent goes, the Knicks are as talented as any team in the league or more. The difference between us and other teams is somehow they have figured out how to play to their strengths,
Right.
whereas the Knicks with a new coach is trying to figure out how to play with these guys, with these pieces that he has, in order for them to be effective. Like right now, the Knicks are. Let me go back here. I just want to show this. Look at this one more time. Right now, the Knicks are 31-18 based off of what ESPN says, right? So that means they have 33 more games to go, right? So in order for the Knicks to win 50 games, the Knicks need to go 19-14 the rest of the way, right? Now, if they somehow in those 33 games go 21 and whatever, right? They'll beat the record from last year. They'll be better than Tom Thibodeau's team, right? But if they go, say, 25 and what's the number again? 20. So if they go 25 and whatever it is, now you're looking at this Knicks team being a dominant team, right? The odds on them winning 60 games is probably slim, right? But with 33 games left to go, if the Knicks go 20 and 32, they match what they did last year,
How many
right?
games we got left before the All-Star break?
I don't know.
When is the All-Star game? Is the
Sunday?
weekend after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
Yeah,
It's the weekend
yeah,
after the Super Bowl.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
it's like
something like that.
Valentine's Day weekend then,
yeah,
right? That's
yeah,
Yeah, like 14, something
yeah.
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm just looking. I'm still look. I still feel like they need a break. I still feel like they need a break, especially Macau.
Ooh,
I feel like
I
look at
feel
us
like
agree.
he's not.
Look at us
I
agreeing.
think that Macau Bridges is tired, yo. That Iron
Yeah,
Man stuff catch up to you.
sure does.
He plays every game.
I personally feel like the thing I mentioned at the beginning of the year, where every random game or so, like I'll give an example. Give you an example. The Knicks play. I think they played the Wizards, right? The
Yeah.
Knicks played the Wizards on Tuesday,
On
right?
Tuesday.
We play Tuesday,
Right.
Wednesday, don't we?
And then Wednesday's the Nuggets.
Right. Right. We play
Hold
Tuesday,
on,
Wednesday.
hold on before y'all see y'all shred my point. Just hold on.
No,
Listen,
no.
This is what I'm saying. The Knicks play the Wizards on Tuesday, right? They also played tonight, right? If I'm Mike Brown, I'm sitting a bunch of guys in that Washington Wizards game on Tuesday, right? Load management. That will give Brunson and a bunch of guys 3 days rest going into that Nuggets game on Wednesday, and then that Pistons game on Friday, and that Boston
Boston
game
game.
on Sunday.
Right.
Right. So what that does is it plays right into the hand of what everybody's thinking. Like you sit Cat, you sit Mitch, you sit Brunson, you sit OG, you sit Josh. Bridges is going to want to play, right? You play Bridges a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, but then you sit him and you let the young kids play against another young kids team, right? Everyone's fully rested against that Denver team that has seemed to self-correct, right? And then that way you won't be playing when you play Detroit. That means your star players won't be playing 3 games in 4 nights when they
Right.
face the Pistons on that Friday night, right? So that
Right.
means you have healthy legs against the Pistons. The reason why that Pistons game is more important than that with that Wizards game is because you can directly affect the standings by beating the Pistons. If you beat the Pistons, you're guaranteed to make up one game in the standings.
Right.
Whereas if the Pistons play that night that we play Washington, the Pistons might be playing somebody soft too. And so even if you win, the Pistons might win too, right? But you rest them against the Wizards, who, for the record, everybody, surprise, the Wizards are tanking. We know that. We know the Wizards are tanking, right? We know the Wizards it's February. Y'all know the Wizards don't want to win that game, right? Y'all know that, right? So you beat the Wizards, right, with Landry Shamet and Deuce and Mo Diawara and Huck Porty and all them guys leading the way. Then you play Denver, right? You got to play Denver, right? You play Denver with your starters, right? And then that way you can get Mitchell Robinson against Denver and Detroit,
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying? So now you have all your weapons for that 3-game stretch against the top dogs in the NBA. That
I
makes sense
agree. You
in my
think they're gonna
mind.
do it? Because I don't think he would do that.
I understand that. I understand that, Tori. I don't think they will. But would that be the smart thing to do? But
Yes.
but
And I
here's the
think they
thing.
should sit everybody. Just forfeit the game.
Right. And so
don't,
but
don't suit up. Be like, listen, we're not coming.
right. But here is the kicker though. Here is the kicker to why I want to do that. After that Boston game in Boston, we play Indiana in the Garden, right? But do you know who we play after that game, the next 3-game stretch? It's at Philadelphia, at home against Detroit, at home against Houston.
Oh, we got some big games coming up. Yeesh.
Right. But so what happens if Tuesday we mess around and the Wizards come out to play and all of a sudden we're in a nail biter in the fourth quarter and Mike Brown plays all his starters 38 minutes to get that dub. And then the next night you play Denver. Now you get at Denver. Now you play in Denver with tired legs. And then that Friday you play the Pistons with tired legs. And then that Sunday you play the Celtics coming off a heavily contested Pistons game. Right? But if you do that, what you can do is do that load management against the Wizards and then run that gauntlet. And then that Tuesday, do the same thing with those same players against the Indiana Pacers. And then that Wednesday, which is another back-to-back, you take the same strategy against the Sixers, the Sixers. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. The Sixers game is the start of the All-Star break. So they won't play them back-to-back. You play the Sixers, then there's the All-Star break, and then you come out of the All-Star break and you play the Pistons on the 19th and the Rockets on the 21st.
Okay. All right.
So get your rest in up front. Get your 3 days off your legs. Play those teams full strength with all the new Mike Brown adjustments, right? And then you play a couple of tough games and go into the All-Star break and rest your legs. So now the thing that Tory B says is addressed. Guys are tired. They just need a break, right? So now you load manage against the Wizards, go play those 3 tough games, come out, play Indiana, play Philly, go into the All-Star break, get some more rest. And then you come out for the rest of the season firing on all cylinders. That makes sense in y'all mind, or is it just me and my own Space Mountain by myself?
Oh, it makes sense. I just don't think Mike Brown will do it.
Hey, Mike Brown won't even get Cat the ball. Mike Brown is stubborn. Mike Brown won't even wear forces in New York City. Mike Brown wearing Chuck Taylors.
I'm gonna send him a pair. Somebody give me his size. I'm sending him a pair right
He
to the
wears size
government
7.
with a note like, "Sir, this is New York City. Stop playing." He might have a bunion though. He might can't wear stuff like that.
Yeah, he might have a bunion.
Yeah.
Well,
You gotta be
we have to
comfortable.
get
You
him some
see.
Crocs. Jay, what if Mike Brown showed up to the game in Crocs, bro? I would laugh.
Say that again. I'm sorry, brother.
What if Mike Brown has a bunion? Is that the reason why he wearing Chuck Taylors? What if we buy him some Crocs?
He's
Some size. What size
he
Mike Brown
coached.
wears? Size 8?
Size. I thought it was 4.5 kids. Yeah, I think they should get him. You ever see them socks that look like toes that cover each toe? That man, he looked like he coaching with Crocs on already.
So earlier today, someone sent me a text, right? Like, Uncle Freezy, I know you hate Sadiq Bey, but you got to get over it. The Knicks need Sadiq Bey. What I would say to the Sadiq Bey thing is, if the trade the Knicks make is for Jose Alvarado and Sadiq Bey, I think we have bigger issues than guards, right? Because if they trade for Sadiq Bey and Jose Alvarado, what that means is Landry Shamet and Deuce McBride aren't good enough. Because, excuse me, you can't play Deuce and Shamet and Brunson and maybe Kolick and then bring in Jose Alvarado, who's smaller in stature than all those guys, and then bring in Sadiq Bey, who's basically an in-shape Yabusele. That's what Sadiq Bey is
a shorter in shape.
Yeah, right. Because that dude's not going to come here and play center, right?
No.
Like, he's not going to come here and play. That dude ain't. He's a wing player, and if you need another wing player, that automatically tells me that you're not comfortable in your wing rotation, because the wing rotation is Josh, OG, Bridges, and Shamet. One of those guys, if you trade for Sadiq Bey, one of those guys is eliminated from the rotation. And if you tell me Jose Alvarado comes here, that tells me that your guard rotation of Deuce, Brunson, maybe Kolick is not good enough.
Right.
Right? Because if you're trading for 2 rotation players, that means Mike Brown isn't confident in his rotation.
Right, but what if who you're sending out, right, is Clarkson and Yabusele, who we know both have fallen out of favor. So if you're sending them out to get those guys, it doesn't mean that you don't trust in what you have. It just means that you want to add a little more depth to your bench.
And Tori, those 2 dudes though are starters.
But they're not gonna start here.
That's the whole point.
Not gonna start here.
That's the whole point. Why
And they're
would you
not
trade?
even gonna be they're not gonna be first off that bench.
Or
So
third.
you know, whoever we trade for, if they're small trades as opposed to like the big splash everybody is looking for, whoever comes in here is still gonna be playing behind Shamit and Deuce and probably Kolick. So whoever they get, it don't matter. They're gonna be playing behind them.
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
too far into the season. I mean, unless you bringing in a real big name, like if you bringing in what you would consider a role player, they're gonna roll their behinds right to the back of that bench.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
Won't see
ain't gonna
another minute.
right. Like, oh, good, yay, they got this guy. Have a seat, sir, because these people are playing in front of you. Period. End of story. Like,
Right.
what are we doing here?
That's
And this is
And
why
the
I'm saying
funny,
they don't need to be shaking and baking. What are they going to get?
right, the funnier question is how many people on that squad are hoping not for a trade for anybody like
I mean,
Kolick,
there's
like
like right.
Kolick and all them. You know what I'm saying? Please don't make a trade because that's gonna mess me up. That's gonna mess my minutes up. That's gonna mess everything up. You know?
This got to be
yeah.
the worst time of the year for these guys. Like everybody in, I mean, with the exception of the pivotal superstar on most teams, this got to be the worst time of the year for everybody.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got a million and one news outlets in your state, in your city, your town, talking about how you getting traded. It's got to suck.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
unless you're the person, unless you're
Right.
the SGA or the Luca or the or the Joker, like you're not going nowhere. Like, but the rest of the league is like, Jesus Christ, am I gonna get traded?
Right.
You could
Yeah.
add Brunson. You could add Brunson name to that, man. You make him the captain. He ain't leaving nowhere.
I mean, you never know. One never knows.
This is one of the things. Yeah. One of the.
That that would be outstandingly crazy. But you're right. One never knows.
Never knows.
Yeah.
Shit,
I
Yeah.
don't
listen.
see it, but I
I
never
take
say
that back.
nothing.
I take that back. One never knows about anybody. I said the only person that I would say was not going nowhere was SGA. But
I don't. Yeah,
now that Joker been playing it all these years, you just never know. Life is just you never know.
Right.
So look at Luca. You think Luca still hate that he left there?
shoot, I keep. I mean, they might trade him here. We might get Luca for like a box of pizza and some bubble gum,
Wait a
because that's
minute.
Yeah,
what
What
we
kind of pizza
basically
is it though?
trade.
What kind of pizza is it?
right. It depends on the pizza. And is
It's a pie.
Yabaselli?
Listen, it's a good pie from L&B's. They gonna send them right over to Small
Oh,
Gardens.
from
Get a
LMB.
good old upside down pie and send that right over there, and we gonna get
Oh,
Luca
she
back.
knows her pizza. That's for sure. Yo, let me tell you something. If it's Yabaselli delivering it and staying with it,
That's how it's gonna go. Yabu gonna pick the pizza up. He
yeah,
gonna get he gonna hand deliver it to the Lakers, and we gonna get Luca.
right.
Handle it.
Except that we might have a problem because the box might be empty when it. All right, let me not do that.
He gonna
Let
leave
me
them a
not
slice.
leave
We,
one slice. Luca,
he
they
gonna
give
leave
you
them
a
a slice.
slice.
That's all they
They
need.
bought you a slice of L&B's.
It's
If you just knew
California.
what
They don't know nothing
L&B's,
about good pizza.
right? He gonna leave that one slice and tell him the history of L&B's.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Here's your slice. You have no idea how good this place
Yeah. Yeah, man. Ironically, like, yeah, I keeping it a stack, man. I'm super excited about where the Knicks are right now. My main complaint is using the stuff that it's like putting it. It's like going in your closet and putting the outfit together for those that's like if fashion if is a passion like me. Like I like the dress, right? So it's like me going in the closet trying to figure out an outfit. That's my whole beef with where we are. Like,
is.
can we rearrange the deck chairs in a way where we can get the best out of what we already have as opposed to um just blowing up the wardrobe and getting something else. That's where I am with it.
I got a question, right? Because it's been on my mind since I heard it. And I'm not a big fan of Gilbert Arenas and them. I don't really listen to the show all that often, but they had their little take on the Knicks and how the team is going now. So Gilbert Arenas basically said Mike Brown was handed this team on a silver platter. And instead of basically playing the team as it was in the offense that it was already in, he tried to take those players and put them into a different system, which is what we see now. He was like, and it wasn't working. Tibbs handed him the reins on a silver platter. The only complaint I had with Tibbs was that he didn't use the bench players that he had. I really wasn't looking for, and who the hell am I, right? But I wasn't looking for a massive change. I was looking for more usage of the bench just to keep the guys from being so tired all the time. Because we saw
Yep.
what happened. They burnt out in the playoffs.
Yep.
So, do you think that he should have just stuck with what was there? Because that's the way I feel. Like the way they were playing, or are we okay with this new system? Because I wasn't looking for this. I was looking for more minutes for the bench players so that our guys wasn't burnt out going down the stretch.
Right.
And I feel like we got a whole new team. There's a whole new world out there. And some of it I like, right? Some of it I enjoy. But we get to those games where the three ball is not falling.
Okay.
And it feels as though they don't know how to do anything else but shoot the three.
Right.
And
Like they,
Tibbs would have
yeah.
lost his mind out there. Like the whole team would have got benched. And then the whole
Right.
team would have played the next game 48 minutes straight. It would have only been 5 players on the court. So
Tibbs is a sociopath. He would have played the
so
48 minutes and wouldn't allow them to drink water.
right.
That's Tibbs' role.
And now but they
And
had structure then, I
Right.
felt like.
yep.
I
He
didn't
w-
hate Tibbs. I
me
think Tibbs
neither.
is a great I am a firm believer that he earned his pink slip. He deserved to be fired,
Right.
but I didn't hate him. I just didn't think that he was the right coach for this group of guys, right? But that doesn't mean I didn't like the things that he instilled. And I just feel like they're a little loosey goosey. They forget about themselves sometimes out there. Like, I know you're supposed to be playing within a system, but did you forget that there's a 2-point shot? Like they get out there, they start shooting all those threes, and then they don't go in, and then they just keep shooting the three. And those are
Yeah,
things that
that
never would
kills
have
me.
happened in our old offense. It was mundane, it was often predictable, but it still worked.
Yeah.
So I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable with the amount of change with the team. It looks good, right? In little spurts here and there, but is it one sustainable and two gonna get you wins in the playoffs?
We don't know that yet.
Right, right,
That's the
right.
that's the thing. We don't know that yet. I think that's a great question.
It
The
it
the
is a really good question.
the unfortunate part is we won't know until that day comes.
Right.
Right. But what we do know is that this is an experienced playoff team,
Yes.
right? This is an experienced playoff team, and they felt as if the time had come for Tibbs to be out of here. I
Yeah.
think I think that was the players doing.
Yeah. No. I think I agree. The people get mad. Oh, they made a bad decision. Why would they fire him? If I own something, right? I own the company, and I send my managers in there to work with my employees, and my employees are doing a good job, and we go down to, and then all of a sudden production is low, and things are falling apart, and I sit down with my employees, and I'm having a conversation with them, and they like, listen, your management is trash. I'm not working for them no more. I can't take it. Am I gonna fire all my employees or the one manager?
Yeah.
Like, if
It's
all
always a
the
manager. It's
players,
always a manager.
like, but
Always.
if all the players, and I laughed all summer long when they was like, the Knicks don't have a plan. They don't know who they want to hire. You right? They don't know who they want to hire because their plan was never to fire Tibbs. But those players said, absolutely not. We're not doing this. And if I spent hundreds of millions of dollars on something, and they said, it's time for you to go. That was the plan. The plan was to fire Tibbs because they didn't want him no more. And you know they didn't want to fire Tibbs. They just gave him $30 million.
They just gave that man $30 million.
That
Not
plan
not
was not
only
to fire
that,
him.
but he made them rise every year
I get it.
until a moment.
But the players had enough of him. They
Yeah.
had enough.
That's bugged out. The thing that's a very good. You brought up a very very interesting, good question because Tibbs had to be a good coach to do what
Tibbs is
he did
a
with the
great coach.
team. That yeah, an excellent. I'm like
Great
I
coach.
say good out of
Right, right.
right. He is beyond that. You're right. He's an excellent coach,
Yeah.
and he proved it the very first year. He proved it when you could do a Nerlens Noel and you get a certain teams to a playoff and you get every ounce of their ability to the maximum to get there, you're a great coach. You're an excellent coach.
Right.
Period. I think that as people started getting acquired, and then not just certain people getting acquired, but being heavily used, that was the writing on the wall, the heavily used. Because there are a lot of times this year I have thought, um, man, with Tibbs and Josh and Brunson and them, that they would have found a way right now. Right now, been blah, blah, blah. They would have played this play. They would have did this play, and it does. It just doesn't feel like. That's why I say, to me, my first blame is this coach, but I mean, there's probably more blame to go around than we're seeing. Period. Right? Because it's not just the coach; it's coaching staff. It's all sorts of things. But I think if Tibbs also didn't have, um, like, do we know if Kolick? We will never know this answer, so it seems it's worthless. But he didn't use Kolick, right? It's Kolick's first year.
Yeah.
Could Kolick have been this guy the whole time last year? Could he have done that his first year? Why not? Maybe, right? We'll
Okay.
never know now, but
I mean, it's crazy, right? He put a
right,
ton of trust in Hukporti because he got playing time, but
Yeah. They
nobody
right,
traded
else.
Huck. They traded Jumpman because of Huck Porty.
Right, and then nobody else.
right,
And then he just faded into oblivion. Like, Tibbs is
right.
wild, yo.
Yeah. And then
Tibbs,
they were dragging ass
Tibbs
and
was
still
wild.
not putting in Kolick, who's a young kid with fresh legs. And they're dragging.
Wow. He only played Kolick that what, like, JB got hurt. And JB was
Yep.
out for those stretch of games was the only time Kolick played. Because I remember, and I don't know why it stick out, but he had a G League game, and then they called him up to play the game for the Knicks. So he played 2
Yep.
games in 1 day.
Same day. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I say, yo, Tibbs, you wild for that. Be like,
He,
Y'all know
but
I
you
like, I
love
know,
got
he
but I
Tibbs.
got 3
didn't
got to
care.
play. And Cola came and he played. He had a good game, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had a good game. But
Yeah.
I complained about Tibbs for 3 years, man. I'm not
oh
going
no,
to.
no, 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 no,
I'm
no.
not, not, hold
I'm
on,
not.
hold on, hold on, hold
Oh,
on,
okay.
hold on. I'm just talking about me. I complained about Tibbs for 3 years. So when it comes to the Tibbs conversation, like I'm not going to save him, bro. I think Dolan, when Dolan said Tom Thibodeau was not collaborative, basically referring to holding the entire franchise hostage because one guy doesn't want to take the advice of others, like everybody else's voice is not important.
Right.
That gets you fired.
Yes.
Like what dude goes to work and doesn't talk to his boss and doesn't listen to the organization, right? You begging to get fired. You begging to get fired. Like the fact that they let that go on for a year makes me think they gave that man multiple chances, multiple chances, right? And that, come on, if it was me, the first time he'd have pulled that on me, I'd have been like, yo, you out of here, right? And because it don't matter what your value, what your perceived value is, right? Organizations are run through structure, right? Organizations are run with structure. And when you feel like you are bigger than the organization, you got to get out of here. And I know Tom Thibodeau got fans. They're fans of Tom Thibodeau. They show up in the chat. And I respect their stance on Tibbs, right? But no one goes to work and not talk to their boss. That's the most ridiculous thing you ever heard in your life. Like, who does this dude think he is? He's more important than the Knicks? Nah, bro, you got to go. You not only do you have to get out of here, you got to get out of here now and stop playing. Like,
Right.
you're gonna
But we
hold us.
talking about Dolan. Dolan's doing that for years. For years, he would keep people that didn't need to be here for a long time. Like they had Polaroids of him doing something wrong for years.
They had the
Yo,
manila envelope. They had the private eye.
the little private eye they kept. Every time they go in, he listen, Isaiah. James wants to talk to you in the office.
Yo,
Isaiah show up with the two Polaroids. Like, remember these? Yeah. No, I'm gonna be the coach.
wow.
And end the meeting. Want to grab lunch? That's how it
Right.
went. Just like that.
Bro, that is crazy.
I'm
That's crazy.
telling you.
I used to watch this show called The Blacklist, and my man, my man did that on this show called The Blacklist, bro.
I saw that episode. The blacklist
You
is what's
saw
his
it?
face. I did. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yo, that is crazy, bro. Like he
Yep.
pulled out the pictures.
Yep. The pictures. And you know what? That is I swore when that whole like Isaiah debacle was going on and all that. I was like, Isaiah got some dirt on this guy. I'm telling you, like this. There's something going on, man.
Like, it
Like,
gotta be, bro.
word. And that's the pictures. That's a mob move right there. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, all right. Oh, you firing me? Oh, you are? Yoo-hoo.
Bro. Yo, that is wild, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Right.
wild. But you know what? He gone, man. So I mean, now Mike Brown is here, and I'm complaining about Mike Brown. So what does that tell you about me? That just tell you that I'm an unreasonable fan. So
Unsatisfied. We're not easily satisfied people.
Knicks fans don't deserve nice things.
gosh, I
Yeah.
complained about the guy that was here, and now I'm complaining about the guy that is here now. That just lets you
Yeah.
know how unreasonable, and no matter how smart we are, right? No matter how smart we are, if you put us in a place like you put us in a and you back us in a corner, yo, we're gonna let you have it. That's just all it is.
Yep.
Yeah, you back us in the corner, we just gonna let you have it, man. That's just all to it. And at times we feel backed up into a corner, and they didn't even do it. We just backed ourselves into a corner.
Yep, that's right. It's 100% right. We would have ran Greg Popovich out of this freaking town.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like people tell me,
we ran Riley out.
Ran Riley out of town, bro. People tell me people telling me, yo, things would have been different if we'd have drafted Steph Curry. Man, we'd have traded Steph Curry to Vancouver so fast. Remember Steph Curry started his career with the ankle injuries?
Yep.
Yo, you remember? And so this is how I know Knicks fans would have ran Steph Curry out of town. Like Steph Curry entered the NBA at 21 with a baby face, right? Like a baby face. Looked like he's like, yo, this dude 15 years old, right?
12.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I looked at the bench the other day and I saw another light-skinned baby face over there. And I'm thinking to myself, I bet you they trying to get rid of him too. The Knicks legit have a baby face on the bench, and we like, hey, yeah, I don't care if he's 20, trade him.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. This dude is 20 years old, played 1.4 years for the Knicks. And the Knicks are talking about trading him because he ain't done enough at 20.
Yeah.
Babyface. Yeah, we unreasonable.
Yeah.
We're not reasonable. We're not reasonable at all. Hey, y'all, I gotta run, get some sleep. Chat. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out. Tori B.
People.
And you're like, it's like getting a Jaguar with that's a stick shift. You don't know how to drive stick shift, but you got a Jaguar.
Yeah.
Everyone have a good night, man.
Yeah, I was just about to say, everybody have a good night. I was going to say the thank yous. Tori B, Jada Chosen One, Cowboy Bob somewhere probably looking for an AirPod. So, salute Cowboy
it's
Bob.
In your ear.
For it, bro.
It's in your. Tell him it's in your ear, Bob.
Hey, Cowboy Bob. Hey, Cowboy Bob. Check the size of your head. That's probably what it is.
I've been looking for my hat for an hour now, and I can't find it.
Yeah, I've been looking for my glasses, bro. I don't know what they are. All right, everybody. Peace, y'all.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only